You are now tuning in to the Evolution Daily Podcast.
Okay, so for everybody at home, this should be entertaining. It should be valuable. I'm sitting here with a couple of my Bootcamp students here in Miami, and we're gonna go over last night, and we're gonna talk about day game. So these guys want to remain private, which I respect. And basically, you're mostly just going to be hearing my advice to them, maybe not so much the answers to their questions, but I'll kind of do a good job of reciting them back, you know, sort of for you guys at home. So this should be pretty good. So overall, I don't want you guys to, don't even think about this. They're not even going to hear you guys. They're not seeing you guys. It doesn't really matter. It's just mostly about us, and then I'm just capturing the moment, you know. So really, your first night doing approaches ever, how do you feel about that?
I feel like a sense of freedom. Like I've kind of gotten out of my shell a little bit. I still got a lot more to go.
Okay, got out of your shell, a lot more to go, and that's the thing. Even afterwards, last night at the very end of the night, we were talking about how you still have a lot of that. Like you still feel the discomfort as you're explaining it, right? And we talked about really not trying to fight that, not trying to drown it out or run from it, but rather just almost accepting that it's kind of always going to be there if you're not a narcissistic sociopath. You're always going to feel a little, and I was telling you, I was like, I don't even want to say that I get nervous, because I wouldn't call it nerves. It's just more of like, all right, here we go. We're doing this thing, you know? And so for you, it's like, don't even expect to get to a place where you're just never feeling that. It's more of just you kind of feel it and get over it, right? With fitness, it's like, I don't know. Everyone's different, I guess. But I would assume if you love pizza, but you're now like this really lean, jacked dude, I would assume like you still always like see pizza and really want it, but then the difference is maybe when you were fat, you had the pizza, whereas now you want it, but you're like, well, that's not in line with my goals. So it's kind of the same thing. It's like you're still going to feel the nervousness and the resistance to not approach, but that's not in line with your goals anymore. Now your goals are I approach and I fuck bad bitches. So where were you at on the nerves level?
Like 0, because it's just so no consequence for failure, you know? Being here, especially, even if I lived here, I mean, you have this shit in Miami, you know? But
Yeah.
so many people.
Would you guys mind actually would you do audio?
Yeah.
Would that be cool?
Yeah, of course.
Like I could just pass you guys the mic? Okay, cool. That's going to be better content.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to plug this in and let's see if it'll pick up when I plug it in during the recording. Okay, cool. Okay, so go ahead.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say there was no nerves.
A little
like you're
closer,
saying,
just like this.
right. Yeah, like you're saying, it's always there. There's always some kind of, you know, quote, approach anxiety, because that's just the nature of every man, I'm sure. I've heard it, you know, everyone talk about it. There's no fucking way. No matter how many approaches you ever do, it's ever going to really go away. I'm just saying that you can tell yourself, you know, you can mitigate all that with just being like, look, you know, you're in this giant city, for one thing. I don't want to, like, you know, discourage people that are in small towns like where I'm from and shit. But especially in a place like this, there's just no reason to ever, you know, hold back. So just deal with your anxieties.
And
just
that's,
let it be, acknowledge it, don't deny it, but, you know,
yeah,
overcome it.
And that's something for both of you as well is, you know, you live in a bigger city, so you don't need to, like, leave the city. But depending on your lifestyle around where you live, right, one of the things I always recommend to newer guys, so for both of you, and especially because you're in the smaller city, is the more opportunities that you have to go somewhere 30 minutes away, 20 minutes away, another part of town, an hour away, whatever, where your reputation is irrelevant. They can know that, like, this guy was creeping around and approaching all the girls at the mall and whatever,
Right.
but you get that out of your – it's not even about actually protecting your reputation or anything like that. It's about feeling that freedom of knowing, oh, I'm not going to get – the things that come up in your head. You know, my ex-girlfriend's over here. She's going to see me get rejected. The bartenders are going to see me. I'm going to blow up my city or my bar. It's like going somewhere else.
Right.
It's very valuable.
For sure.
So okay, well, that's good. And one of the things that I liked the most about last night was when you guys, one of my favorite moments, you guys did a lot of approaches, you guys talked to a lot of attractive women, but one of my favorite moments was when we really paused the night. We stopped all of the approaches. For everybody at home, we're on Ocean Drive in Miami, and we didn't even go into a bar last night because there was no need to. Tonight we're going to a bar, but last night, going into one of these bars would have been a complete waste of time and everything. I mean, it was just, there was so many girls hanging out on the street, walking on the streets, just kicking it out here. So it was amazing.
Yeah.
But you know, what we talked about last night usually would apply more to day game. But I really paused the night, and we had like a good session where I explained where all of the approaches were getting destroyed out the gate, right? Yeah. The speaking from behind them, the startling, the continuously walking with them for a quarter mile, half mile when they were not interested at all. You want to go for the stop sooner. And you guys, then the next set after I said that, you guys then went ahead, you got ahead, you started talking, the girls kind of kept walking, you swung over, stopped them, and now had a fun, engaging conversation. Right?
Yep.
So pass the mic to him real quick. So we're gonna talk the basics of day game. Okay. As of right now, how many day game approaches ever in your life?
Not including last night, it would probably be like 2.
2 ever.
Yeah.
Tell me about the one time. Tell me about the first time you ever did a day game approach.
It was during one of those periods where I would watch the channel pretty often, and I just felt like I had to go and do something.
Yeah.
I was at my school, and I saw a girl, and it was something within me that just like forced me to.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't go bad. Like, I was nervous, but it went well. Like, I didn't get her number or anything.
Yeah. It was just whatever.
Yeah.
It just was. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So this will be the first weekend that you've done a lot of day game, and for you, we don't need to like hear the whole thing right now, but just tell me real quick, in general, like roughly how many day game approaches would you say you've done?
I mean, damn. As far as approaches, like, it's hard to say. Let me think. Maybe close to 100 or so.
Okay.
Or maybe more. It's fucking difficult to say, but.
So there was a time where you were going hard.
Yeah, like I would make a point to drive 30 minutes and, you know, just go to like, you know, I mean, where I live, the only option at the time I was doing this mostly a year and a half ago or so. I'd fucking grocery store, Target, mall. I mean, when you're doing that in a place like that, you can do 10 in a day and get like a couple numbers out of it, you know. And at the peak there, you know, I probably ended up with a total of, you know, 70 numbers or something like that, which didn't convert too much, you know, not much whatsoever.
Okay.
But it was all just good practice, you know.
Yeah, so you were getting a lot of numbers and nothing was really converting.
Yeah, I'd get a lot, you know, the usual objections. The most common, obviously, is like boyfriend, which a lot of times was obviously bullshit, you know.
Yeah.
Just kind of a, you know. But, I mean, it was all very basic, you know, very platonic, and I don't know. I'm just kind of blanking on.
That's okay. It doesn't matter.
Value I could get out of any of this, but yeah, to answer your question, probably 100 or more.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I just wanted like a rough estimate, okay?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about the basics of day game right now, okay, and what's possible. So when I got into pickup, I saw day game online, and I was like, this is dorky.
Yeah.
This is stupid as
It
fuck.
occurs to everybody, yeah.
I was 22, 23, 24, and like in the club. I'm going to the bar. You know, I'm going out. I'm going to rage. And then I'd see, like, this dude Tom Torero out in England, right? Great guy. I met him at the mall in Colombia once. He's awesome. I've always actually been a fan of him.
Yeah.
But just this old dude just out here, like, going up to girls on the street middle of the day. And I'm like, this is creepy and fucking weird. What is this? This fucking cretin.
Fuck, bro.
And again, Tom, I'm a big fan. Like, I love the guy.
I think I know.
But I thought he was weird. I thought Day Game was weird. And then it got to this point where I got so obsessed with game and then only hanging out with my wings, basically cutting out, like, all of my friends I'd made through comedy and in college and just, not intentionally, but just, why do I want to hang out with you guys? What are we're going to fucking sit and drink beer and talk about comedy and sports? Like, what the fuck? So I got to this place where I got so obsessed with game that I like said one day, I wish I could do this all the time instead of waiting till 10 p.m. And it's like, oh, you can. You can. So started doing Day Game. Very minimal results at the beginning. I was very afraid. I was very afraid doing Day Game. And I met this guy who I did know through comedy, but he also was into the game, right? So it was like the perfect combo. And he was a complete savage. His dad has been on the podcast. I don't know. Did you see the one with the old guy, Vic? He's like playing guitar and shit.
I guess not.
It's hilarious, yeah. But that's his dad, who's also into the game. He's like 60 years old once we put out an old man game product. And so this dude, Jared, was such a savage. He would make me approach. It was like I was on a boot camp every time I was out with him. He'd make me approach girls at the Macy's makeup counter. He'd make me approach mom-daughters. You know, he was just so savage. And he's not really into the game anymore, but he really pushed me. So what you have to realize about Day Game is there's a few things here. So one, it's actually really, it can be extremely natural. It can be extremely natural. Indirect game is the highest level of game.
I think I agree totally. Yeah.
It's the highest level of game. And today I'm gonna make you guys just go up and straight up say, like, I think you're fucking hot.
Right.
Okay, like, you guys are gonna do that.
Yeah.
I do that. Sometimes I just don't want to do the whole indirect. I don't want to do it all.
I've done a lot more of that than indirect, you know, because it's so much easier. And I've also watched, like, Tusk and people like that just say, you know, fuck, you know, wasting your time and trying to, like, waste even mental energy on doing, you know. But I think it's worth it just because it converts so much fucking better.
That's lazy and dumb.
It is.
That's a dumb teaching for him to say that.
If you're, like, strict, they're preaching just volume, but that's just lazy.
Yeah, it is lazy.
It's a waste.
It is lazy. And the thing is there's no alternative universe that I can access to see what would have happened if I would have gone direct or indirect. But what I know to be a goddamn fact is that there are a lot of women out here, and I just fucking know this to the bone, is like, there's a lot of women out here that if she was walking and your first thing is you're going by her and you're like, hey, excuse me, she's like, yeah, I just thought you were really hot, I wanted to say hey. That now has to be a DTF girl.
Yep. She
has to be of the mind of like, oh, I think he's hot too. A lot of this is going to be based on physical attraction, right? Yeah. So if you're like a really attractive guy, you can probably get away with more direct game. Yeah. Maybe. But the thing is I call it cold to warm to hot, okay? So I'm going to be teaching you guys today, not here. This is the ninja shit that we're going to be getting into all weekend. You guys aren't going to learn it, all right? evolutiondaily.com/coaching. So I'm going to be really teaching you guys the intricacies, the mastery of indirect openers that then go from cold approach, right? You don't know this person, to warm. We're just talking, you know, we're talking about whatever my original opener was. We're talking about where she's from, where you're from. You guys are warming up. There is an initial warm-up period to meeting strangers, right? Think about like a new job. You meet your coworker for the first time. You guys aren't like best friends right then and there. Oh, dude, oh, yeah. Right? It's just kind of like you're getting to know someone. You're warming up. We call it warming up for a reason, right? And then once you've now warmed up to the girl a little bit, you start throwing in some statements of intent. You start flirting a little bit. Day game is mostly about comfort. I talked about this a little bit last night with you guys. Guys are always like, how do I sexualize my day game more? How do I sexualize? I'm like, I throw in a couple good lines. That's another thing. I got to cut that short to harp on something very important, which is guys are always like, how do I make sure she knows that I'm interested in her sexually, right? you're a man, she's a woman, you approached her as a complete stranger, and now you're asking her to hang out sometime. Unless you are like flamboyantly like fucking, yeah, we could go to the mall, girl, like, unless you're flamboyantly gay, there's not a question in her mind of what your intentions are. So there's so much focus on that I think is unnecessary. And then also, I do have some infields, and every once in a while I do get a little physical during day game, but it's not common. A lot of the times I'm barely touching. If I do, it's like the arm, just slightly, just little stuff. I mean, I'm not making out with a girl in front of the fucking frozen chicken at Kroger. Right. It's just not happening. Day game is about comfort. Pull out your phones real quick under the boot camp note. I want you guys to write this down.
By the way, if you want to contribute anything, feel free to just snatch the mic out of my fucking hand. I'll be like,
yeah, and I'll probably kind of address you guys individually as time goes on. Right. What's going on, man? I know that you're enjoying this episode of the Evolution Daily podcast. I would like to personally invite you into the Evolution Daily Secret Mastermind. Now, this is my inner circle. This is our tribe. This is our squad. What you get when you sign up for the Evolution Daily Mastermind today is you get access to our weekly group coaching call. I am present on all of these calls. You get your questions answered. I give a sermon. Other guys on this call are dishing out amazing advice. And what we've created here is a community that so many men need. You right now, you're into game. You want to start a business. You want to get jacked, but you're not surrounded by people that are helping you along that journey. Come get help on that journey. We have the most active and incredible secret Facebook group on the entire internet. There are guys in this group. The guys that have flocked to the mastermind are guys that are out taking action. They're winning at life. They post exclusive content. I post exclusive content daily. There is so much for you here in the secret mastermind. Click down below and you'll be able to find out more details, and you can sign up. We offer a monthly program, and then we offer a one-time lifetime membership to the mastermind. So this is what you're writing down. Day game is about giving a good enough sample to make the girl want the full meal. You ever walk around Costco or Sam's Club and they hand out free samples? Yeah. Like they're trying to give you a sample of something to get you to buy the whole thing. That's what you're doing in day game, and that's why day game is more about comfort. The more that you can truly get to know this girl a little bit, the more that you can care about her soul, at least a little bit. Pickup attracts a lot of narcissists and a lot of sociopaths. It really does. You both are good guys. Maybe you more than him. He's got an evil side to you. You're a little evil, but we're gonna work on that with you this weekend. And here's the thing:
I'm a fucking sweetheart.
I filmed my day game course Thrive years ago, and during that course, I'd spent a lot of money and everything. We were just there to film the course, and I was like, I gotta get a day game pull. I gotta get a day game pull. And as soon as I entered that mindset, this is like years ago though. I was like 26, 27. As soon as I entered that mindset, I couldn't get a girl to fucking give me her number. I couldn't get a girl to like stop and talk for 2 minutes. I'm like, what is happening? And now I'm going crazy. I gotta get the pull. Mm-hmm. And then I realized, you're skipping over the part that matters, which is the connection. Yeah. Connection leads to the pull. Connection leads to fucking.
And that's just comfort, like.
So I'm trying to it's like I'm on land, here's the ocean. I'm trying to jump from land to land and I can't make it. And I'm like, why can't I make it? Yeah. Oh, you got to swim, bitch. Time to fucking swim, right? Guys are lazy about game. Another thing I hate, how do you get girls to come straight over to your house from online? Have I done it? Yes. Is it possible? Yes. Why? Why though? What's the point? So you don't have to go on a fucking date? So you don't have to like go and connect and like spend time? Right. If you just want to filter and find the most DTF girls, and then also something to be very wary of in the pickup space is, so I've gotten better looking over the years. I'm much better looking now than I was even like 3 years ago, from testosterone, from working out, from like understanding fashion and hair and things like that, right? Be very wary of advice that comes from really good looking guys.
Right.
Really good-looking guys give the dumbest game advice ever, right? This is why this guy you're talking about a little bit ago is like, always go direct, always just own it, always just own it.
And he's
This is
like
a guy
fucking-
that like a lot of girls just on a like immediately would be like, oh, I'd fuck that guy,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You can't like look, you can listen to good-looking guys, but they also have to fucking have some empathy and understand. I don't mean empathy like feel bad for somebody. That's sympathy. I mean empathy, understand where other people are going to be coming from, right? Now, as I said last night, you guys are both above average looking guys. Game will be easy for you. I'm telling you, like, if you guys really do everything I'm telling you this weekend, you guys are going to get results fast, okay? So you guys can pull off some shit, but then the problem is when somebody then teaches that as gospel, and it ain't fucking true, right? So don't be lazy about trying to get past connection. Don't be lazy about going on dates. Guys are so obsessed with day game polling. I've pulled some bad bitches during the day, okay? But it's rare. You have to be like you have to be like a coach. You got to be living this shit. You don't have to be a coach, but you have to be like hammering the fucking grindstones over and over and over again, right? Whereas you guys, you want to get into game and shit, but you're living a life also. You know, you're running a business. You're running a business kind of. You're involved in a business and working towards something else as well. Right. It's like you'd have to be out here fucking for a long time to like day game poll consistently all the time.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that you shouldn't go for it. You should, but a lot of the questions even are just laziness as far as, you know, what people are wanting to actually put into the approaches. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be really going into a lot of indirect openers. I'm going to be showing you guys how to really get girls to stop, because a lot of these girls during day game are always going to be moving from A to B.
Yeah.
They're always going to be moving from A to B. And we're going to be covering various conversation structures. So we're going to be talking a lot about where you want to move the interaction to. I sent you guys that day game write-up that I did the other day. It was brilliant. I was just sitting there, like, I think either a student had asked me or I was thinking about it, but I was just like, what's like the simplest breakdown I could give for day game? And then I did it in that write-up. I posted it in the mastermind, and now I shared it with you guys. But here's something important to note that I will share with everybody is you want to have an end destination in mind prior to approaching.
Yep.
Okay? Now, you can go off of that end destination. For you, what is a bar? Go ahead and pass him the mic real quick. What is a bar that is near your house? Not here, but near your house that you could, like, go on dates to?
So I haven't been gaming, and I just moved to a new apartment back in December. So
Okay.
I don't really know right now.
Okay, that's fair. And even that in and of itself is a lesson. As soon as you get home, find them. You want to look for low lights. You know, you want to look for a seductive environment. You take a girl over to Starbucks, everyone's caffeinated, it's light, it's fucking, you got Nora Ephron on the radio, dumb shit, right? You want to find a place that's low lighting. You want to find a place that's going to play some decent music. They're going to have drinks. They're going to have some appetizers. I prefer booths, but my number one date location now is a bar that's connected to my house, which is incredible. It's been insane. I've only not pulled like 2 girls now since the beginning of the pandemic because of the routine I run from this whole like date situation. It's insane. But so you want to find, and this goes for you as well, okay? You want to find where this date location can be, all right? And then when you guys are back home, the direction that you should be moving in is going in knowing at the end you're going to say to the girl, you ever been to blank, right? She goes, I don't think so. Or she goes, yeah, that's over on Main Street, right? Whatever she says, it doesn't matter. You say, we should grab a drink this week. We should go on a date this week. We should go out sometime. Right after you've said the place. And why this is so good is because even, again, going from the cold to warm to hot, it's for a lot of guys, it's going to be a lot smoother and easier to lead with, have you ever been to blank, right? And if you keep that in mind while you're gaming, now you're going to know where this is going. And if the interaction isn't the most solid during this whole thing, it's been a little shaky. She's kind of trying to wrap it up, whatever. You still finish at the finish line. You still get to the finish line. You ever been to da-da-da? And you ask her for a date, right? So for here, while we're here, you could, I'm thinking of a good spot. Sushi Samba shut down over on Lincoln Road. Okay, you guys could say, you ever been to Books and Books? And they'll go, what's that? And you go, oh, just a little restaurant on Lincoln Road. She's like, no, I don't think so. And you go, we should go grab a drink. Take him to go get a drink right now. Here in Miami, I want you to go for instant dates. In my hometown, I don't go for instant dates. There's no point. I'm like, only in the summer am I gaming the streets. And then when I am, it's just like, I don't know, I'm just not doing it. I'm going for numbers, right? I'm mostly hitting grocery stores. I'm just not really I'm not instant dating in my hometown. But here is where I have polled a ton of times. New York is where I've polled a ton of times. LA is where I've polled a ton of times. Middle of the day. All right, middle of the day. These are the cities for that. And another reason why is because here in these touristy cities, right, you're going to have wanderers. You're going to have a lot of wanderers. These are girls just looking for a good time. They want to meet a guy. Even as I'm saying that, you're going to have wanderers. It sounds like it's predatory or something. It's not. You're not going to force anybody to do anything. You're going to invite a girl to go get lunch and a drink. She's going to want to do it, so she will. And then you're going to invite her to come home, and she's going to want to do it, so she will, right? We're not trying to get anybody to do anything. Like, women want to have sex. It's not okay for society to admit it unless you're call her daddy. A man's not allowed to say that women want sex. A man's not allowed to say it. Only call her daddy's allowed to say it, right? So what we're doing out here, because we're not going to kill anybody, because we're not going to traffic anybody, because we're just cool guys that want to hang out and maybe fuck, maybe not, but just connect with women, we are providing a service and a value that women want, right? They want it. Girls all the time complain about how they'll get all dolled up and shit, and then guys don't approach them. Guys don't talk to them. Who was it just the other day? Somebody posted an infield, I think, in the mastermind group, and the girl was like, but thank you so much for approaching me. Like, that really took a lot of balls, like that kind of thing. Girls love it, right? So we're providing a service and a value here, okay? Now, for you, what right now, let's just say, I'm not going to do this to you right this second, but let's just say like that girl. I was like, yo, go up and talk to that one right now. What opener for you would make you the most comfortable?
Indirect or direct?
Just like, what would you want to say? If I gave you no direction, I was like, go talk to that one. What would you do?
I just say what you said last night and just say, hey, what's up? It's simple.
Hey, what's up is the perfect patter. It's padding. And I say A. It sounds ridiculous. Like, I get so meticulous with this shit. I say A instead of hey. Hey, what's up? It's cooler than hey, what's up? Hey, what's up is cooler. It's just cool. I know cool. I am cool. So you want to be like, hey, what's up? And she goes, hi. What are you going to follow up with? Role play right now. Do it. Say, hey, what's up to me?
Hey, what's up?
Hi. Hi.
What are you doing here in Miami?
No. That's good. I'm just like, I'm on vacation right now. What about you?
The same. I'm from Atlanta. Where are you from?
I live in North Carolina.
Okay. Is it cold there right now?
No, not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, most people come here for the sun. What are you here for?
Yeah, I'm hanging out with some friends. I'm gonna go out to the beach in a little bit. I'm probably gonna get going though. It was nice meeting you.
Well, before you do that, maybe we should go to Books and Books.
What's that?
It's a cool little bar on Lincoln Road.
Oh, right now I gotta go meet up with my girlfriends. But what about like I don't know, maybe later?
Yeah, I should get your number and then we'll blank.
That's solid. No, that's good. Dude, I was setting you up. My favorite part was when I was like, all right, well, I really got to get going now. You're like, well, hold on a second. We should I'm telling you guys, I said this last night and I'll say it now. That level of like I don't even like the word persistence, because persistence is just so associated with being needy, being aggressive. It's not persistence. It's just the ball is starting to fall and you're picking it back up, right? It's like you're fucking doing a ping pong ball, bouncing it up and down, and then, oh, it almost hit the floor, and most guys just let it hit the floor. That's most guys. The very second it looks like it's going to hit the floor, they let it hit and they give up, you know? Okay, no problem, have a good one, whatever, right? All you got to do is stay in a little bit longer. I'm telling you. You stay in a little bit longer. I said to you guys last night, I said the number one thing is most guys just aren't approaching, right? There's guys watching the channel for years not approaching. No, but it's true. It's like most guys aren't approaching. And then number two almost is not staying in long enough. They're going through the motions. They want to say. They want to say on a forum. They want to tell their friend. They want to say to themselves, I did 15 approaches today. So they do quick little hit and run kind of approaches. Now that's something else too that we're going to talk about once we kind of get up and get moving. So we're going to talk about the warming up. The warming up. So we're going to talk about smile, swagger, socialize. All right? That's my 3-step warm-up process. So you guys can do totally on your own. You don't have to be here. You don't have to be with a coach. You can do it on your own, and you guys can fucking loosen up, warm up, and get ready for like real approaches. Now, I talked last night also about the A to B method, right? The A to B method. Just because I'm going to be throwing so much at you guys. I'm going to be having you guys write down so much. It's all going to get real jumbled up. But when you take action, you approach, and then you just focus on going from A to B. I'm going to approach. B, I'm going to ask if she's ever been to da-da-da, right? Something else. It's going to be very helpful for you guys to go out with default openers in your mind. So when you're back home, you might pick a different bar in the area, somewhere decently lit. How close are you to Buckhead?
About 20 minutes.
Okay, well, you'd want to pick something, I guess, a little relevant, maybe, to your situation. But, you might just be like, hey, excuse me, are you a bartender over at Big Sky? And she's like, no, I'm not. You go, I swear to God, you look just like the bartender up there. Nope, not me. Do you hang out there? No, never really. Well, whatever. What's your name? Just fucking like, the bridge is the what's your name. You feel me? Saying what's your name is a bridge. Imagine somebody's like not checking you out, looking at you, but checking you out at Target. Like you're scanning your items, whatever, right? And it's a chick. And she's scanning, and you're like, how's your day going? She's like, I'm good, whatever. And you guys are just fucking, she's scanning the items, and then she just goes, what's your name? That's so uncharacteristic. It's a bridge now into, oh, there's some interest here. There's some more conversation that can happen, right? So we're going to be bridging things. Now, also, on top of all of this, you guys want to get into a momentum of just socializing more in general, right? So you want to have an expansive energy about you. You want to be expansive. You don't want to be contractive, right? The more that you contract, you spend more time alone. You don't do approaches. You do things that aren't good for you. You're not going out, branching out into the world. You order Uber Eats literally because you don't want to have to go to the grocery store. You want to start looking at your life and thinking, okay, where can I be more expansive? Where can I put myself around more women? Where can I put myself in more social settings and more social situations? And the more you do this, you cannot help but to get more comfortable. If I made you guys public speak right now in front of 100 people, would you be nervous?
Yeah.
If you had to give a speech on, like, your business?
Probably.
What about you? Would you be?
I mean, there would be a little nerves, but I would definitely, be able to, I'd be eager to do it, It would feel fucking good at this point because, like, being from where I'm from, especially now, I struggle to have those opportunities to get out and socialize. Like, that's my goal every day. I want to, like, get out of especially with COVID and bullshit.
Public speaking in front of 100 people.
That'd be sweet.
Okay, well.
But as far as just generally getting out there, that's my goal all the time. I love to go out and just excuse to go to the grocery store, either to, do some approaches or just to, even if I knew I wasn't going to meet anybody or get approaches, I do need to, you got to get that social lube going.
Well, and the point is that most people would freak the fuck out having to public speak in front of 100 people right now. But if I made you do it every day for 30 days, you would just get better at it.
Oh, yeah.
And like I told you last night, the nerves of it wouldn't fully go away. You would learn to manage them. You know what I'm saying? You're still going to be like, all right, I'm public speaking again. Like, let me make sure I got this line right. You know, whatever. You're still going to have the nerves, but now the nerves aren't destroying you. I'm sure, like, NFL players and shit still get nervous before games.
Oh, yeah.
But then they do shit to, like, loosen up and get ready, and then they're just used to it now. So you want to put yourself in a situation and kind of be a person where you're even just kind of, you know, just saying, hey, what's up to people as you're walking by. Hey, what's up? Hey, how's it going? Just as you're walking down the street. I call this being the sun. I read a book that I recommend to everybody. The book is called How to Make People Like You in 30 Seconds or Less by Nicholas Boothman. And he talks about being the sun. And he says that the sun never, the sun is not specific about where it sends its warmth. The sun doesn't care that, you know, Canada's over here, but we don't like Mexico, but the ocean's over here, whatever. The sun is just blasting it out. And so the same thing, we ran into, and I'm not shitting on them if they end up listening to this, but we saw those like pickup guys last night, right? Yeah. And I talked to the one guy, and he was okay. He seemed all right, whatever. Yep. But like his friend was this really dark enigma kind of energy. And he would like talk to these girls, and then I saw the guy see me and his buddy now talking, and the guy just kind of then goes back into like this like really bad posture and like goes kind of walking and just this very dark energy. But then the girls come and he's like whatever, doing his thing, and that's okay. Maybe he gets results. Maybe that's just like where he's at. But ultimately, the highest level is that you're just fucking like you're that dude. I'm that dude. You can see from fucking 50 feet away, like, not me, but like you want to be that guy. You're just fucking talking to people, having a good time. You know, I'm going to clown some chick and her fucking mom and just, it's funny. I'm talking to the fiance chick, you know, the one over by the wall. I mean, we're just having fun with it, you know? Yeah, the security guard. Yeah, we made that friend. Yeah. Dude, if I could fuck that girl from last night.
Her number, right?
I did get her number.
Dude,
I did get her number. That is just one of the hottest humans I've ever encountered.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Period.
I didn't want to fuck it up by even like asking her friend and shit her number. It's just,
yeah.
I've got like, you know, I'm only be here a couple days. I got plenty. But
I mean, that girl was fucking stupid hot.
I'm jealous, man. Holy
Jesus
shit.
Christ. I mean, we'll see where it goes. It's hard. Yeah. I'm on a tight time schedule. I mean, I leave on Tuesday, and they're only here for like 10 days. So even if it's like, oh, I'll hit you up next time in Miami, they'll be back down in wherever in South America.
Yeah, damn. That's pretty sick.
The number one reasons why people get nervous about approaching, and we're going to wrap this up shortly. I'm not going to make this a full 1 hour episode because we've got more important things to do that involve moving around. So when it comes to approaching, the reasons why you won't do it, okay? One, you feel like you're bothering people. It's not actually... Are you afraid of getting rejected?
I don't think so.
Nobody is. It's bullshit. It's a lie. I have been killing it with online game. I've been going on basically a new date every single night. But more importantly, my students have been killing it with online game as well. Dominating on Hinge, Bumble, Tinder, all of these platforms. How have they done it? How have I been doing it? With Online Game Decoded. This was formerly known as PST. We decided to clean up the image a little bit. So if you already got PST, you got OGD. And if you don't have Online Game Decoded yet, you need to sign up. A lot of information out there is just kind of telling you what you should do online. What we've done is we've taken it a whole nother step further. Inside Online Game Decoded, you're going to receive over 30 online game breakdowns showing unique openers. So many of you guys send awful openers. I even hear this from girls. Guys are terrible at opening. It's going to give you unique openers. It's going to show you how to stack your conversations in a way where you're always moving towards a final destination, because guys are just rambling on and on. You get a little friend, just having a little conversation. You got to move to the end finish line. Our conversations show you how to do that, ultimately how to close. Again, you're getting over 30 breakdowns as well as 6 6 modules, including a module on how to craft the perfect profile. Many of you are putting out a billboard for an offer that nobody wants to buy. Online game profiles are your billboard. This is your offer. What are you putting out to the world? And so many of you are getting it wrong. You're spending hours a day and getting no results. Online Game Decoded is going to get you those results. Head over to onlinegamedecoded.com. The link will be down below wherever you're listening to this. Now enjoy the rest of the episode. No one's afraid of getting rejected. On a logical level, you know it, right? I know that if this girl lives in Miami and I approach her and then I go back to Atlanta and she lives here, it doesn't affect me. No one's afraid of rejection. That's like a myth. What you're afraid of is the tension that you're about to experience being on the approach. You're afraid of dropping the ball, not knowing where to pick it up. You're afraid that the nerves and the anxiety of being in the approach are going to crumble you, that you might freeze up. Is this resonating with you guys?
I mean, it probably used to. I'm more...
A little closer. Go ahead.
I'm a little more hesitant to approach where I'm currently living, just because I still am a little afraid of, blowing it out, because I need to get over that, because I don't think that'll happen. But that's really the only...
And I got to cut you off because this is very important.
Sure.
The surefire way, because you are in a smaller town, the surefire way to not blow it out is to open indirect.
Yeah.
And with what I'm saying here about day game being more about comfort than it is about seduction and like getting the girl's pussy wet in the middle of the grocery store or wherever, right? It's about comfort. Dude, you don't even have to do statements of intent. You really don't. Like I said earlier, you're a naturally good-looking guy. There's not going to be a question of, is this guy just like gay, trying to be like my little gay best friend, or is he trying to date me? There's not going to be a question, okay?
Right,
they get it. So you can literally open indirect. Excuse me, do you have you ever tried these? Excuse me, do you know where the are you friends with blah blah blah?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Okay. Indirect, little chit chat about where they're from, what they do, what you do, where they're from. Little chit chat, little dialogue, little back and forth, hopefully maybe a couple cold reads, little teases, throwing in some things.
Yeah.
And then just, well, all right, it was good talking to you. I'm probably gonna get back to shopping. She's like, yeah, good talking to you too. We should I don't know, would you want to hang out sometime?
Yeah.
There's a man running around the streets asking women if they would like to hang out sometime.
Yeah.
If this man has asked you to hang out sometime, then let us know, and we're going to burn him at the fucking stake.
Yeah. No,
right?
those concerns
The people
are gone,
that get banned from cities. There was a guy early on in my game years that is banned from all OSU-owned properties because he was crazy sexual, crazy, like creepy. Apparently, even when he would invite girls back to his place, he'd be like really uncomfortably trying to get them to do shots, like getting them wasted to, just these are creepy people. Pickup attracts very creepy dudes, and those are the ones that give it a bad name. Not like the awesome guys that are out here trying to like build businesses and get jacked and just like meet some fucking bad bitches, right? It's not us. It's the creepy ones that give it a bad name. It's the guys we saw out here last night. No, I'm just kidding. These guys are going to listen to the podcast. Like, Aaron roasted us. He said I had a dark energy. But so, does that make sense, though?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I hope that actually helps you and not just like the idea, but rather I hope you do that.
A big part of, even coming here and getting, straight up coaching is the simple, execution of indirect approach, basically, which a lot of questions are answered for me now, and I'm not even going to do direct pretty much ever, at least where I'm living, because it's just for all those reasons. But
and real quick, I'm definitely talking mostly day game here.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah,
because night game, I am more likely to be like, "What the fuck's up?" She's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "You're fucking hot. Be my girlfriend." She's like, "Oh, really? Whatever." And I'm like, "Hey, what's your name? I'm dating your friend now." I'm gonna go a lot more direct at night.
Yeah,
you guys will see that tonight at the club.
Yeah.
But yeah, day game. There's no point.
No.
There's no point. I'm telling you, like, do you guys remember? It is wiped from the internet now. I don't even have it behind a paywall, nothing, for my own personal reasons. But did you guys ever see a video that I had of me day game pulling this girl in New York?
Yeah.
Like, I have a couple from New York, but the one where she's like really skinny. She's got like the white kind of like that whole thing.
Smoke weed.
Yeah.
That's too ridiculous.
That girl.
Good shit.
So I don't know if I would have said, like, hey, you're hot, but that girl probably, she was stupid hot. Easily still one of the hottest girls I've ever had sex
I can't
with.
remember. What was the opener there? It was like Starbucks or something?
Excuse me, do you happen to know, there's supposed to be a coffee shop right over here. It's not like a Starbucks.
Right.
It's one of those kind of bougie New York, whatever. She's like, I mean, there's a million coffee shops in Manhattan. Like, just fucking, and I was like, don't sass me. She's like, I'm not. And it just fucking rolled from there. But pulled that girl middle of the day, okay, after a long series of events, ended up smashing out. And I can't access the parallel universe, but that's a really hot girl that is probably told she's hot regularly. Instagram DM, online, at the club, maybe even during the day, catcalled, right? Yeah. I don't think she would have stopped if I just said, hey, excuse me, I think you're super attractive. I wanted to say hey. Yeah. She gets it all the time. I start with the coffee shops. That grants me that gets me entrance to the party. That gets me the entry to the party. Okay. It's like, dude, if you're fucking, imagine this. This is a great analogy, and I kind of made it in the past, but never as good as I'm about to make it now. Indirect versus direct game. Yep. Imagine you're blacked out drunk, and you're trying to get into a club. And you know they're not going to let you in if you're like clearly blacked out. I've been rejected at a casino in Canada for being blacked out. He's like, we're not letting you in here. What it is it's like now what I'm going to try to do to go into that casino in Canada is I'm going to like come over here. I'm going to like boot and rally. Like, all right, let me be normal. Let me be normal. All right, here we go. Hey, how's it going, man? And I'm like maybe a little wobbly, but I'm trying to like be cool and chill. And I'm like, here's my ID. You know, I'm trying to play it cool. Right. Now that I'm in the casino, I can while out. Oh, thank God. I got like that out of the way. Like I can while out now. You know, I can like be myself or whatever. It's kind of the same thing. You're kind of trying to be granted access to the casino, a.k.a. getting them to agree just to engage in a conversation. Right. Just getting them to agree to engage in a conversation. Yep. Then throwing in a little, you have beautiful eyes, by the way. She's like, oh, thanks. Yeah. Right. So anyway, what were you saying? You were going to the, right now you can start throwing in that shit. And now it's like, this is a guy I've talked to for a few minutes. We're going for, if you made it this far into the podcast, congratulations. What we're going for here is the illusion of improvisation. Joe Rogan said this years ago, or Louis C.K. did, one of the two, said that the best stand-up comedians in the world, it sounds like they're coming up with it off the top of their head. Right. If you go to like an open mic, it just almost, either they are reading off of a card or it sounds like they're just like reading off of a script, right? When you watch Louis, when you watch these professional comedians, they'll even have mannerisms where they're like, and then, if you really think about it, look, here's the thing, okay? And it's like they've said it 100 times, but they create this illusion that it's just happening. Women love serendipity. They love serendipity. They love day game because, and I've had this so many times, girls that will say some shit where they're like, I still just can't believe you came up to me like that at Target. And we're on like our 5th date, 6th date, you know? They love it. They tell their friends about it. It's like some movie shit. There's probably been like 50 movies where a guy and a girl like bump into each other around the corner like, oh, hey. Right. We can just create that. It doesn't really need to happen. We can just create serendipity. Like the fucking fucked up sociopaths we are. Totally. Okay, all right, we're going to wrap up this podcast, and we're obviously going to keep going because this is the beginning of day 2 of the boot camp. You know what? We'll just wrap it up here. This was great, guys. I'll see you guys tonight at the club. No, I'm just playing. All right, we're going to get to it. For everybody at home, if you guys are interested in coaching, I've got boot camps coming up in Miami, Austin, Texas, Los Angeles, and Columbus, Ohio coming up. You guys can sign up for a free call over at evolutiondaily.com/coaching. You can just go to evolutiondaily.com. You'll see the coaching tab. You guys can sign up for a free call with a member of the team, and you guys will be able to find out more about the different coaching options as well as the mentorship if you're more interested in that. So thank you for tuning in. If you're listening on the podcast app on your iPhone, for the love of Jesus Christ and the Mother Mary, leave us a 5-star review. Your 5-star reviews are our fuel. See you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.